Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Marvin's Room. Thank you guys as always for tuning in. New subscribers, welcome. I have a great question today from somebody that I've been working with. Wanted to share some of the question with you guys to maybe help some of you guys that may be struggling with staying in the state. So I'm going to read some of her question to you guys, and then after that I'm going to give you my answer that I wrote to her to answer her question, to kind of help you guys and talk a little bit more about, being in the state. Do you need to be in the state all the time, or what happens in that opinion? I'm going to get ready to read what she said, and like I said, I'm going to read what I said after that. So she goes on to say, do I constantly believe that I have what I want? Is that the state that I am constantly in? Because there are at times my brain just doesn't buy it. For example, if someone asks me out on a date and I say yes and go on it, because I'm open the door to love coming from anywhere and not just my specific person, how do I be delusional that I have my SP then? And then she goes on to say, essentially, I'm looking to find a simple way of thinking about this and calling in what I want without obsessing, because I think I do have a tendency to obsess and try too hard, and I'd like to just let go and believe. So I'm going to give you part of my answer now that I had mentioned to her. Part of my answer goes like this. I believe when you have something, you move on from the state of desiring that thing. You will not be in the state constantly. It's hard for most people to be in the state constantly because states fluctuate. We are habitually in the state we are most used to. Very few people, in my opinion, can stay in a certain state for long periods of time and master that quickly. No, you don't have to constantly believe you have what you want. Your brain won't buy it anyway, especially in the beginning. That's why you must persist until change starts to happen and you shut off your logical brain. Your logical brain right now is your enemy and will be most likely for some time. You have to decide if you can handle going on dates and still hold space for your specific person. Some can do it and some can't. Manifesting is irrational. Your analytical brain is trying to make it rational, and it doesn't work that way. Hopefully my response to her question helps you guys kind of get a sense of, no, you don't have to constantly stay in the state. Obviously, anybody that has been studying this stuff for a long time, we all know that you don't have to be feeling in high vibrations and et cetera, et cetera. Some of these things that you hear people talk about, you don't have to be in that state 100% of the time. However, it does help. Let's not act like it doesn't help when you're feeling good. Feeling good enhances your vibrational alignment, enhances you. It allows you to milk it. It allows you to stay in the vortex longer, et cetera, et cetera. It definitely helps when you're feeling good, but you don't need to be in that great feeling state 100% of the time. And like I told her, most people cannot. Like, this really is a skill to get to a place to where your 3D could be telling you the exact opposite and showing you the exact opposit of what it is that you want to manifest. But you're still in this like state of bliss. You're in this state of jubilation, like nothing can bother you, because you've trained your mind to be in such a state to envelop like, oh, everything that is around me is what I want to see. It's what I want. I'm already living in the end, even though I don't have it. I don't see it. I have no evidence. It takes very strong-minded, strong-willed people to do that, because most people, especially in the beginning, like I told her, in the beginning, your analytical brain is going to take over. You're going to react to your 3D. Your 3D and your analytical, logical brain is going to be detrimental to your manifesting process. But when you understand that manifesting isn't rational, it's irrational, that should kind of take away some resistance to the whole process, and not when you don't see, what you want to see. But also understand that if you can stay in that state, of whatever it is that you want long enough, things will start to happen a lot quicker for you. And this is what Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about when he does his meditations, he always says constantly, when you get out of your meditations, first of all, he recommends, you doing your meditations every single day if you can, whatever it may be, the walking meditations, the laying down meditations, visualizing yourself living in the end, whatever it is, he would recommend you do it, every day if you can. What he always says about the states is, he always says, when you get up out of meditation, whether it's a walking meditation that you're doing, or whether you're laying down and doing your meditation visualization, whatever it is that you're doing, he always talks about getting up and being a different person. He says when you get out of that meditative state and you get up and you're the same person that you were before you went into the meditation state, you're working backwards. He talks about your results. You're not going to get to where you want to be. But he talks about you have to try, when you get out of that meditative state, to be the person that you saw yourself being in the meditation, to walk the walk and talk the talk. Because what happens a lot of times is we go into these, people may go into these deep meditative states and they may meditate where they try to stop thought, or they may try to do a visualization and see them being with their specific person, or they may try to see them having that dream job, that dream career, or whatever it is that they're trying to manifest. But the moment they get out of that meditation and wake up, they go back to reality and they feel like nothing has changed, because nothing has changed, you know. But what Dr. Joe Dispenza is saying, no, you have to trick your mind into thinking a future event is actually currently going on in the present moment. So a lot of mistake a lot of people make is when they come out of meditation, they immediately go back to the old way of thinking. They start thinking, talking, acting like the old person. But what he's saying is, no, you have to get out of that meditation and you have to feel the healing that you want. If you're sick, you have to feel the relationship that you want. If that's what you're trying to manifest, you have to feel that wealth. If it's wealth that you want to manifest, don't go back to the old state when you get out of the meditation. It's easier said than done, as you all know, but the more you do it, the more over time you will start to trick your brain, and it'll become easier to stay in those states because now it's a habit. Now, you know, at first in the beginning, when I first did it, I got out of meditation, I didn't feel like I was wealthy. Okay, now on day, 30, wealth is me adapting the idea of concept of wealth. It feels more natural because I've been doing it for 30 days and now I believe it. Now I'm in the state more. And this is why practice and repetition is so important, because over time, as you keep doing something, it has the compound effect. So naturally, what's going to end up happening is you're not even going to have to try to stay in the state. You're going to naturally just wake up and be in the state without even necessarily doing a meditation. Because I've noticed that with myself now over the past, I don't know how many months or years now. Like when I wake up every day, it's very seldom I wake up and I feel like off, or I feel like weird, or I feel, whatever the feeling may be, because I've trained my mind over the past however many years to wake up and naturally be in the state, because with repetition, that'll happen. So you're not going to have to try to force yourself to stay in the state. You're not going to have to do all this stuff. You're just going to wake up and you're just going to naturally start feeling good. You're going to feel like that person that you were seeing in your head all of these months or years that you were doing your visualizations, etc. And it's just going to feel so natural. I hope this video helped you guys in understanding a little bit more about states and understanding you don't have to be in the state 24/7, or you don't have to force yourself to be in the state 24/7, and understand that'll be a natural process. The more you do the work, the self-concept work, the meditating, etc., the more you do that, the more you're going to naturally wake up and be in that state. The more you're going to naturally see your words start to turn into words of affirmation for the better and not for the worse. The feelings are going to turn into feelings of affirmations for the better and not for the worse. It's just going to be a natural occurring thing. You're not going to have to try. That's the thing with practice and repetition, is eventually you're going to get to a point to where it doesn't feel like trying. You just naturally be. You just naturally are. You are naturally in that I amness. You'll get to that point. But again, it takes time. I know a lot of you guys don't like to hear that, but it's going to take a lot of you guys' time. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to click the next one, because I'm sure you'll enjoy that one too.